Got it. Okay. So, Sefer Havetz Chaim, Sicha, and we're starting the Lavin. Like he said, besides the actual specific Avera of Loshon Horah and Rechilas, you are many times being over many other Averas. And he's going to list them off. Of course, he starts first with the specific ones of Loshon Horah and Rechilas. Amarago b'chavera oiva b'loi sase. If you say Loshon Horah about another person, so you're over on a loi sase shenemar, as it says, leitelch rochel ba'amecha. Ezu rochel. What's a rochel? So a rochel really, is a peddler. Buys things here, sells it somewhere else. So Ezer rochel zeh shetoin dvarim v'hoylech mizel lezeh. Picks up stories, and he goes from one to another, v'aimer, and he says, Kacham apleni alacha. This is what so-and-so said about you. Kach v'kach shamati apleni shu also lecha. I heard that so-and-so did this to you. Alfi shu emes. And even though it's true, how he said, Machar v'saylam. It's destructive. You're sowing this, what's the word? Machloikas. This something. Okay.
Discord.
Discord. That's the word. That's the word. And it destroys the world. He says there's a greater affair than this. Loshon Horah. Why is it bigger than this? It's included in this lav, right? Where you speak bad about someone, even though you're saying the truth, but if you're saying something that's a distruth, it's not true, that's a different lav of Maitzi Shema. And that's obviously worse because it's not even true. And Beis, V'oiva Nami, also, your Oiva Hamasaper, the one who says, O Hamakabo, V'lav lo yisifo Shem Hashov. V'kori Beinami lo yisasi. V'mkein lav zeh, Kerlo Shneim. Since you read it, I guess it's a Ksiv and a Korean Ksiv, so it refers to the one who says it and the one who is Makabelit. Another day over here? Okay, why not? Goivanami Hamasapa B'madach Sif Yishoma B'negat Soras Lishma Moed V'lasos. Pasuk in Dvarim says, guard yourself from the Negat Soras. Guard yourself very much. V'lasos, Upershu B'Sifra, the Sifri explains, the Sifra explains, the Machkas of Ter Lishma Moed, what does it mean, Lishmar Ma'oid? Hakaman Shay Lishkoyach. Milizoher B'Loshon Horah. The intent is they shouldn't forget to be careful about Loshon Horah. Yishomar, have a shmira. Shalitovo alecha hatzoras adesipu kazeh. Hazeh. Simcha, just put it on pause for a minute, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. So the Sifra says on the pasuk of Hishomer Nega Hatzoras, this week's parsha. I mean, the pasuk's Devarim, but we're going to be doing Tazria, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what it says, Lishmar Moed, says the Sifra, be extremely cautious. The intention is in the pasuk not to forget to be careful about speaking Lashon Horah. That the Torah should not come upon you. So that's another lot. So far we got 4, right? 3. Dalet. Each one, the Mesaper and the Makabel, is transgressing Lifnei Iver. Why? The Mesaper can't speak Loshon Horah without. the makabel, and the makabel is making it possible for the Mesaper. He says, but there is a difference between Hamasaper and Makabel Bazer. Why? The Hamasaper over Belav Zeh, Bein Im Hashoimim Rabim. The Mesaper is over on Lifnei Iver, whether there's many people listening or Moatam or few. But not only that, the more there are listeners, the more people. So he's causing many people to transgress the Lifnei Iver. Unlike so, the makabel, even though we said he's over on the Iver, Efsha says it's possible they know over belav zeh. He's not transgressing this lav. Perhaps he's only over on the. In other words, his lifnei Iver is making it possible for the Mesaper. So it's possible, says the Chatzai, will only be over if he's the only one listening. If he would pack out, then the Mesaper would not be able to speak the Loshon Horah. So in fact, he's being naive. But if there are other people there too listening, Efshar says perhaps the one listening won't be over naive because there's other people. So he would say it anyways. Ki im alav and achem am frashim psichazu. He'll be over another lav in that we're going to discuss in the psicha. Ein beber mayim chayim. V'chol in bo acha hascholas hasipur. This would be true that the makabel won't be over on either if he came. He's not the first guy there. So the guy Mussaf is already speaking Loshon Horah. But the first guy, the first makabel, so to speak, even though other people came and joined the crowd, that guy, that first guy, certainly over on the Lifnei Iver. Now, Lamaisa, you could say a svara if he said, if the Chaim said that the more people that are there, the Mesaper is over on more, on the Issa more, right? Mm-hmm. So then you could argue that every Makabel is doing the Fnei because he's causing the Mesaper. It's one thing if the Mesaper says Loshon Horah to one person, or if he says it to two people. Unless you argue and you're going to say, even though it's a big Avera, but it's still one Avera. Like if I say Loshon Horah to 10 people, am I over on 10 Loshon Horahs or am I over on one Loshon Horah? Because that would affect this question here, whether the Makabel who comes later on, is he doing Lifnei Iver? Okay, Val Kolponim, he says, in any case, in any case, even if we're not going to talk about Lifnei Iver, you got to stay away from being part of these type of gatherings. You shouldn't sit with them, kilamala, because upstairs in heaven, all who are there while this Loshon Horah is going on are written down in Shamayim as part of the Rishonim union, the Chaburas Resha. Kikein Isa, the Tzavos Rebbe Eliezer Agoda wrote in his Tzavos, Shetziva Lahorkonos Benoi, V'zel Shani B'nim, my son, Al Teisha B'Chaburas Ha'im B'nai B'Chavreim, don't sit among those who speak bad about others. Ki Hadvarim Eilam Lamala, because when these words go up to Shamayim, B'Sefer Nechtavim, they're written in a book, and all those who are there, and that's a big chashuv point, because many times, you come across they're speaking something geschmack, and you listen on, even though you're a straggler, you came later, but it's not going to help you because you're going to be included in the Chaburas Resha. You got to really get out of there quick. As soon as you hear what's going on there and what they're saying, you got to really move out of there. Okay, that's Chafetz Chaim. Let's do Shmiras haLashon. Okay, we're on Shar HaTorah Perik, yes? And what's called Chov Nisan. V'akter Prat Echad. Says I'll first speak about one specific aspect. Dueneno af ma'at min amat midarchei ma'kedusha. And it's only he's referring about the ovis. Because yesterday we learned that it said, go in the ways. You're not sure what's the proper way to do something in Avodas Hashem, you should follow in Moseidi Lach Hayofa Manav Tzilach Be'ikvei Hatzoid. And he had said that even though there's, we're light years away from the ovis, still, so he says like this: "V'hu delchora kasha, aman nisoy hakadosh baruch hu kol kach lavram kol inyan hakeda." What was the big shmiel of that keda? V'lo af b'yameinu mahoy hakadosh baruch hu mitzav l'mit sheyishchad b'nei loila. Says Chavetz Chaim, if hakadosh baruch hu would come to someone today and tell him to shech his son, lohoy nimlam and say he wouldn't do it. So what's the point there? Ava emes mashukasel Rambam says the Chavetz Chaim. What's the truth here? As the Rambam wrote, it's not that Avram listened to Hashem, but he did it with an ava gemura. He did it with a total love to Hashem. And where's the sign? How do you see in the psukim that he did it out of ava? That he got up early and he went to chop the wood. He didn't have to do any of that. If he was doing it because Hashem commanded him, okay, Hashem comes, knocks on the door, tells you to do something. You don't run to do such a thing. You don't get up early, you don't go chop the wood to be like really involved in it. It took 3 days. And he waited 3 days until he saw where to go. And he had many challenges. The Medrash tells us the Satan came and appeared to Avram as a river blocking the way, and Avram just went straight in. And Avram went all the ways up to his neck in the water. And he gave a scream, Hashem, Hashem, save me. As the water's coming, up to, I'm going to die. Vinisbato. And when he did that, the Nor disappeared. And all of that indicated that his Avat Hashem was complete. And he did it with a total heart. Now let's look at ourselves. He says, if Avram would have had to give his son to the army, he would have all kind of ideas how to make the Avodas HaMelech easier. For example, not to send them to yeshiva, send them some type of trade school or something, so he'll have some profession. So that later, when he's in the army, it'll be easier. And then can you imagine if Hashem would then come to him and say, skip all of that. Teach him Torah. He said, certainly Avram Avinu would have gladly followed Hashem's lead. So how could we not be embarrassed? We are Baruch Hashem believers. And we always refer back to the schus of that Kedas Yitzchak, Shabol Yadena Oisei. And now when we're faced with the same type of idea, am I going to pull him out of the yeshiva? Right? Or am I going to do my Akeda? I think it's an Akeda. I have all these plans for my child, but Hashem is mitzvah to learn Torah. Take of Hufkar, it's they don't have Torah mitzvah, but what's our move? Okay, right away, skip the Torah mitzvahs. Just to save him from the army. Well, and the Torah comes and convinces us that we're having rachmanis. Maybe it's comparable to parents who don't want their kids to learn. They don't want to go to college, and they do it out of rachmanis because he needs a parnasa. How's he gonna, right? He says the Chavetz Chaim, but the truth is, the Yitzhar, it's not real rachmanis. You're being cruel. Because maybe a son will be a big doctor, but if he's not going to be an Oved Hashem, he's being cruel, and all the generations that are following, they're going to be disconnected from Torah and mitzvahs. Okay, we'll continue.